What's up guys, Blue Zerker here, and today we're going to be talking about the new cards from Extradimensional Crisis. There's not a great resource yet to just go through the cards, and I wanted to get this video up talking about the new set because I think there's some interesting and fun stuff here. I've spent my money, I've done my pulls, I've got most of what I need, but we can still talk about everything. We're going to start with Patilil, 60 HP, 1 energy, Seed Bomb, 20 damage. This thing is not good. It evolves into Lilligant, and there's an old Lilligant, which is much better. Lilligant has 110 HP. We've got Cut, a colorless and a grass for 60. Not very impressive. The old one does 50, and it generates a leaf energy, which is something we don't have and is very good, you know, generation. So why would we play this? We are going to also have Rowlet. This one, we didn't really need another Rowlet card or Rowlet art, but we got it. Fury attack, 10 damage per heads, 3 heads, 30 damage. It's okay. You probably always play Skill Dive. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, comment which Pokemon you were most excited for from the new set, and subscribe. We're trying to hit 251 subscribers. That's our goal for right now, and it really helps if you hit the button. It tells people, hey, this person's worth listening to, and yeah. Thanks so much for watching. I've been Blue. I'll smell you later. Dartrix, new skill dive Dartrix. I think this is better than the old one for sure. Being able to ping something and then go into your Decidueye EX means that you're going to be dealing 120 damage on that second turn, and it's just like a more cohesive version of the line. There were so many times where it's really awkward to evolve forward because you lose the ping and then you can't do the Decidueye EX stuff, but we do have a new Decidueye. This one just has a sniping attack, 2 grass energy, 70 damage to anything the opponent has, 130 HP. Will be bulky with Cape. I think you could play this plus 2 Decidueye EXs, but I think the Meowscarada version will probably just be better. We've got Buzzwole EX, 2 damage, 30. That's not very good at all, but we do have Big Beat. That's just kind of your in-betweener. If you have that plus Clay Doll, it's going to be hard for the opponent to like get through because you can Big Beat for 120, then you attack for 30. I don't think this guy's the best, but I mean 170 HP with Cape. Just play Delmise. You know, just play Delmise. Pheromosa, better than Lopunny. 20 damage and then 20 to the opponent's match Pokemon. We're grass, so we actually have advantage against certain decks, which is good. That's something that Lopunny also doesn't have. Lopunny was never good, meta staple or anything like that, but fun enough to play. 70 HP. Not the highest in the world, but it's something. But it could be the start of our grass box deck because we have Kartana here, 1 damage, 40 with that Thrash Metal, and 60 HP. This is our Farfetch'd for grass types. And what it allows us to do is hit most dark types for extra super effective damage. Between Cape, you're like 90. And so, I don't know. I still see this thing getting pinged to death by Darkrai while something else is on the bench and then gets healed up. We have Blacephalon. Beat Punk, 100 HP, 3 energy, 2 fire, and then it's going to deal 70 damage to itself. This card is your finisher. If it takes any damage, you are going to knock yourself out. You might be forcing some ties with Blacephalon, but we are also going to see Mantine. Surf, 2 energy. I really wish they'd stop printing cards like this. I know there has to be pack filler. The card art is cute, you know, but man, it doesn't do anything. Carvanha, 1 damage, bite for 20, 60 HP, and then it's going to evolve into Sharpedo, which for 2 energy is going to do crunch for 50 damage. Then you flip ahead if heads, take an energy off the opponent. Not very good. Cute art. This card could be cool. It could have like a turbo effect. I think it would be really cool to see a card that like Carvanha and like do something with the speed, like, you know, you can come out on turn 1 or something, but I don't know. We've got the Shinx, bite, 20 damage, 60 HP. I think you just play the old one, but I mean, if you want the damaging version in the deck, that's fine. This Luxio is a little better. 10 less HP, 10 more damage. I'd probably play this one unless certain thresholds become more evident. And then the new Luxray, Intimidating Fang, makes it where the opponent's X Pokemon does negative 20 damage from their attacks, right? But so this thing effectively has 150 HP, and it has to be in the active slot. So it's cute, but it's the same way of saying this thing has 150 HP. There's nothing like, there's no difference between this thing just having more HP and its ability because there's no way to like interact with abilities yet. But I mean, it does make it have a little bit more flair, right? And it does play along the idea of the way the games work with intimidation. In that attack lowering effect. So that's cute. With Cape, this thing has 150 and 170 effective HP. You've got Lilies, so you're going to be sticking around, and Electro Ball doesn't hit, you know, it's going to 2-shot most things. So this thing could be decent to play with. We've got the Blitzel, 2 energy for 40. Come on, we've got Kartana in the same set, doing what you're doing. But the payoff is Zebstrika, which only does 70 damage for 2. This doesn't do anything. Play the other one. The other one gets to Thunder Spear stuff. We've got Emolga, 1 energy, 30. If you like Emolga and you don't like winning the game with a good version, you could play this one instead. And then we've got Tapu Koko EX, a card I did not pull and a card I wanted to play with. This Pokemon is pretty powerful. 130 HP, so it's going to die to Meowscarada. But you could play it with like Pikachu EX. We've got Plasma Hurricane. You take an electric energy from your energy zone, attach it to this Pokemon. And now I realize this thing is even worse than I thought it was. Man, oh man, I really... when I first saw this card, you know, in reading, right, this is why we read and comprehend, I thought it was working like the Plasma from the Pachirisu, but this doesn't do anything. It powers itself up to 90, so it's like a little better than Pikachu, kind of. It's not even better than Pikachu going, I don't know. This card's not as good as I thought it was going to be. Honestly, I feel like this set is not as good as I want it to be, but that's okay. We'll see what ends up coming out of it. We've got Xerxatry, 100 HP, 3 energy, 1 electric, Electronica, 60 damage. Opponent's confused. Thought this was really bad. I still think it's not good. 3 energy to deal 60 and confuse is not good. Mismagia CX, you know, does something similar, but is way better. Well, I will say is nice about this is a good secondary attacker with Lusamine, and you could maybe play it in a mixed energy deck too, because you would never want to lead with Xerxatry. But 2 retreat costs. 2 retreat costs. Why does this have 2 retreat costs? Like, because now I don't want to lead it either. I don't know. We have the Zera Aura, another card I did not get, so no lightning box for me. This card's actually pretty cool. At the end of your first turn, take an electric energy and put it to it. So on turn 3, you can attack for 50. On turn 4, you will have 3 energy on this. You can use it for Dawn. You can use it for Retreat. There's like some interesting stuff you could do here. I think it plus Pikachu EX is like a way to power itself up. You have an easy attacker in the beginning. If you have 2 of these, they'll both get the free energy, so you can try to search for it. Like, I think there's something good here. It's a 3-star. I didn't get it, so maybe I'll be able to play with it. Looks like there is a cool full art of it too that I have not seen yet, so we'll keep that in the bag. Clefairy, this thing is doing crazy things in the TCG. It is not doing anything in Pocket. They hate this card, and I don't know, as much as I hate it in the TCG, Clefable is cool, so why don't we do Clefable some justice, right? Pound for 10 damage, 60 HP. Surely the payoff is something good. Clefable, 100 HP, 2 damage, Moonkick, 60. Where's Safeguard? Dude, why didn't this thing have Safeguard? That would make Clefable cool. We do have this cute little Drifloon in the background, though. We've got Phantump, 70 HP, 2 energy, Spooky Shot, 30. How do you ever write 2 energy, 30 on a card? This is not freaking Jungle or Fossil or whatever the original set of freaking Pokemon was, but surely Trevenant, such a cool Pokemon, will do something, and no. 3 energy, 70 damage, 120 HP, 2 retreat cost. Like, this is just pack filler. This is not good. What is happening? This is not good. We have the Morello with 50 HP, 1 energy, Hook 20, and it has a cool Pokemon that pays off too, Shiinotic. This is the Illuminate ability. Once during your turn, take a random Pokemon from your deck and add it to your hand. This is like a consistency tool in a world where it's not consistent to get to Shiinotic, but if we ever get Exodia, bro, if we get an unknown like final deck where if you get all pieces of unknown in your hand, you win the game, I'll be playing Shiinotic Turbo and catch me catching those alt wins. 2 energy, 40 damage. Whatever. The attack doesn't matter. 90 HP. 2 retreat cost. Crazy. We've got Meditite, who is going to trip over themselves, and if you get heads, I guess you kick them in the face when you're falling over because you're going to deal 30 more damage. And then we have Medicham, high jump kick 450. We have a Primate that does this better for less energy. So, yeah, play the old Medicham and have some fun with coin flips at least. We've got Baltoy's Spinning Attack, 30 damage, 60 HP, evolving into Claydol. An actually interesting Pokemon. It has Heal Block. You and your opponents can't heal, and you get to choose when you evolve, so you could always heal something on your turn if you are playing healing cards. 100 HP. It's going to sit on the bench and provide some utility, but those are cards we need. It's cool to have like the attacker and a utility support mon and the power beam. So I don't know, something here could be pretty good. Let's check. Baltoy does have 1 retreat cost too, so they didn't do it too dirty, where if you lead with it, if you're running X speeds, it'll be okay. We have Rockruff, 2 energy, 40. You'll never play this version because we have the one that searches, and that's really good with all the other versions of Lycanroc. Speaking of the versions of Lycanroc, we have Lycanroc EX, 3 energy, 130 damage, discarded energy from this Pokemon, fighting energy. So there's no way to generate fighting energy yet, so this baffles me, because why would I not play Rampardos? I guess this is like slightly more consistent, but not really, because going second, you can attack with Lycanroc and search it, Then you have to get a third energy on this thing to attack for 130. Once you're powered up, you are just attacking, though, if you keep putting an energy into it, so that's nice. But, like, Sabrina hurts you more. I don't know. Lycanroc's cool. Could have had a cool ability with, like, the Twilight and stuff, and just doesn't. I do see this how this could be decent, though, especially with Lucario. Wait a second. I'm selling myself on Lycanroc EX. Lucario, you know, search for it. You know, I could see it. We'll test it out. This is another Pokemon I haven't gotten yet. Base Passimian. It's got Let's Throw, 2 Fighting Energy. If a Pokemon is on your bench, the attack does... If Passimian's on the bench, excuse me, this attack does 40 more damage. So if you have the other one, what's cute about this is that it will... like, you have to get it back if you do knock it out. But maybe this will use for Celestic Town Elder. Just Passimian beatdown, dude. Hold. 2 energy 80 is not bad. And you could keep just recycling it. So maybe there's something there. Sandygast. This is the fighting version of Sandygast, or the fighting version for the ground typing. 80 HP, 2 damage, 30. How do we have 2 damage, 30 attacks? I know this is like kind of the standard, but man, it feels bad. Tree cost of 2. Then we have this Palossand. Now, this Palossand should work with Acerola. That's really cute. We've got 4 damage attack, though, so surely it's got to be good, right? During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. Bro, just play Delmise, bro. Just play Delmise. This is okay. 130 HP. And while it's in here, you can Acerola, so that's cute. That's nice. I think you could Sabrina Trap. We don't have other ways to get anything in yet. Maybe with the Ultra Beast supporters. We got Alolan Meowth, though. Discard a random Pokemon tool from your opponent's hand. This is okay. I mean, it's like a Dark Meddling card, and then it's going to evolve into Alolan Persian, which for Fake Out, 2 energy, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So this could just kind of steal some cheeky stuff. Going second, it's fine. You know, you can get 1-2 into the Alolan Persian. Not going to win you the game, but it's cool enough. We've got Sandile, 1 energy, bite, 20 damage. We've got Krokorok, 90 HP, 2 energy, light punch for 40. And this Crocodile is actually cool. 140 HP, so it's kind of bulky. 3 energy, 2 dark. Poaching Fangs. Why is this a 2 cost? It's actually got an interesting ability. Flip 3 coins for each heads. For each heads, a card is chosen at random from your opponent's hand. They reveal it, and you just shuffle it into the deck? That's pretty cool. Guzzlord Crocodile win. Like, going second, you boom, boom, bam. You attack, and yeah, the opponent has to, like, start shuffling there. I mean, even getting 1 card out of their hand is really good. I want to play red card. I want a red card. I'm going to triple heads them, and I'm going to put all their cards back in their deck, and then I'm going to lose because I've been Kartana swiping my Crocodile, and it's never going to get set up. But I think there's some potential here. This is actually a really cool disruptive card. It is a heavy investment, but Cape and Lily keeps this thing pretty healthy unless we're getting Claydol blocked. We've got the Nihilego. I only got 1, bro. Your opponent's active Pokemon takes 10 more damage from being poisoned, and it's going to 4-2 energy poison the opponent. This is good with like Nihilego, though. You've got Coughing. You've got the Koga combo with Coughing. There's some cool stuff going on here. I need another one so I can have 2 more poisons on the deck and on the bench, and then I can do 2 more poisons to the opponent, but this will be exciting to play around with. I think it'll be fun. I mean, 30 damage a turn and forcing the opponent to kind of switch out. That's cute. We could have like a corner Pokemon that could also, like, I think there's something here. We've got the Guzzlord EX. I think this Pokemon is so strong. 170 HP. That's as strong as freaking, that's a strong freaking Pokemon. 2 energy Grindcore. Flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. This thing is Team Rocket Grunts on its basic attack. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. And I didn't even realize it got to keep doing it. I mean, this is literally Team Rocket Grunts without activating Team Rocket Grunts. You can also Team Rocket Grunts, like, and just completely set your opponent back. Like, it might be time to put it on the bench and get everything on the bench set up. We are going to be weak to that Kartana, though, so maybe that's something to look out for. They can, like, take us down. Maybe that's why the Kartana's here. It's here to beat this Guzzlord. We got the Tyrannical Hole. It is going to deal 120 for 4 damage. This is definitely the Pokemon that everyone's kind of talking about. And I think for good reason. I don't see why you can't Darkrai, 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 Darkrai. Darkrai gets knocked out. You Sending Guzzlord, you Lusamine, you Grindcore, you Rocket. I think there's some fun stuff going here. We've got the Poipole 2-stepping on you. 2 damage for each heads. This is the Sneasel, 60 HP. It's an Ultra Beast, but it's going to evolve into that Naganadel. Naganadel, really cool. Electro House, active Pokemon's now poisoned. It's 1 Dark Energy, 40 damage. And they're poisoned with Nihilego on the bench. That's going to deal, you know, this is effectively 60 damage for 1 evolution. And that's always really fun to do the first or second. you have damage going down on the board. Maybe we could like finish off with a Sneasel. I don't know. There's some cool stuff that could be done here. We've got the Alolan Diglett, 1 energy 40, but if you hit tails, you don't do it. And then we've got the Alolan Dugtrio EX, triple headbutt. We're going to flip 3 coins, does 60 for each heads. Only 2 energy required. This will have some fun things going on. Just coin flipping can always be fun, right? We've got the Aeron 2 energy headbutt for 40. We've got the Lairon 3 energy lunge out, and we've got the Aggron with Giga Impact. I have a friend who's been waiting on this Pokemon, and it has delivered. How bad it is. It's always so freaking bad, man. During your next turn, Pokemon can attack 4 energy, 150 damage. There's no way to do like the Leaf. I mean, it's sitting in there. Once he's in there, he's in there. I think something like Dialga might be able to pair up with it, though. We have the Ferroseed, 2 energy 40, and then Ferrothorn. Why would you ever play this over Drotagon? I don't know, but if this Pokemon's in the active spot and it's damaged, your opponent takes 20 damage. This should have had a better payoff, I think. You are having to evolve. Drotagon can be leafed out. Like, this isn't very good. It's got a better attack in that you don't need the multi-energy, but we have Statataka. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes minus 20, 2 for 40. It's okay. I don't think there's anything you super do with it. Adaman can make it minus 40. Like, you could have an Adaman defense Statakataka deck. I don't know. We're going to see the Lillipup, and this thing is a little adorable. Okay, 20 damage for 1 energy tackle. That's okay. You know, we have 1 damage bite 30. I don't know why they keep doing these guys dirty, but where it comes in is Stoutland, 140 HP. As long as Pokemon's in the active spot, attacks used by your opponent's active Pokemon cost 1 more. This is pretty good. I'm going first. You know, you can disrupt the opponent, especially if they're playing something that's supposed to be like a more efficient deck. Suddenly, like, they can't Tapu Koko. Giratina takes longer to get set up. This card is actually pretty cool and has a cool disruption effect, and you'll be able to, you won't be able to attack that turn, but Rare Candy plus this, you could have Zeraora on the bench plus Non. I mean, this thing has some potential. I think Stoutland is really cool. We've got the Stuffle, 2 damage, 40, and then we've got Beware, Superpowered Hug, flip 2 coins for 3 energy, and if you get double heads, you knock the opponent out. Doesn't matter how much HP they have. Doesn't matter if it's Bastiodon. I mean, that's a 1 in 4, right? 25% of the time, though, you are going to superpower hug through the opponent. You've got the Oranguru, 3 damage, hammer in. It's got 100 HP. Not that exciting. We never really did anything with the old Oranguru, and it was actually interesting. Type Null. This has quick attack, quick blow. If flip a coin, if heads, attack does 20 more damage. It's got 80 HP, but it's going to evolve into our Silvally, and this thing has Brave Buddies. If you played a supporter card this turn from your hand, I don't know where else you'd play a supporter card from, but Pokemon is very good about its wording. During this turn, it deals 50 more damage. You could red with this and deal 130. You can Giovanni. I think there's like cool cards you could play with this Silvally to make it hit hard, and for 100 damage on 2, that's pretty decent. We have Celesteela. This has the Ultra Thrusters. Switch your active Ultra Beast with one of your benched Ultra Beasts. So I do think there is going to be a little bit of room for a mixed energy Ultra Beast deck because of Lusamine, but it's just going to depend on certain things. And it's got Moon Baton, 3 energy, flip a coin. If tails, does nothing. Otherwise, it'll do 100 damage. And if you've seen a Alolan Exeggutor, these attacks are fun, but not really worth the setup unless you have enough HP to last and be able to get ahead. And this has a retreat cost of 4, so you need like another Celesteela to get it out. But it is an option. This doesn't stop itself from stopping itself, so you can thrust between the two, and that's cute. Especially if you have any kind of like healing. Like if you have Celesteela, Shaman, and then a good Ultra Beast, right? You can kind of navigate around. We've got our Beast Wall. Use this card if your opponent hasn't gotten any points. Your Ultra Beasts are going to take 20 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. This is okay. This can also stack with like Adamant on Stakataka. You're going to take 60 reduced damage. That's pretty good. There's still no way to block Drotagon, which is frustrating. We've got the Repel. I didn't pull a single one of this. What does this card do? Switch out your opponent's active basic Pokemon to the bench. That's cool. It just forces the opponent out. I like this card. Oh, this is going to be really good against something that's getting set up. You can force certain things in, especially like Darkrai Giratina. Basically, you don't get to choose, but if the opponent has fewer things, they don't have to send a new basic Pokemon in. This is cute. I could see this getting used. We have the Electrical Cord. If the electric Pokemon this card is attached to and the active spot is knocked out by damage, when your opponent attacks, you're going to move 2 energy from that Pokemon, attach 1 to 2 different Pokemon. So this is going on Zeraora. and then it will spread out to some other things on your bench. So that's a cute way to do something, or you get the Zero Aura, you can attack when it gets knocked out. The energy moves over. I like this card. Oh, ooh, and then you pair this with Volkner. So your Electivire now has Rising Voltage online, and your Luxray now has its Big Attack online. The new Luxray should work with Volkner as well, though you have less reason to, you don't have to detach anything, but that could be pretty good. You have it in the front, you boom into it with Zero Aura. I need Zero Aura, that's the cool deck I'm cooking. Beastite, attack used by Ultra Beast. This card is attached to, do plus 20 damage for each point you've gotten. So it doesn't do anything at the start of the game, but it does build itself up. Oh, that's cool. I will say, some of these cards suck, but they do a really good job of representing, because all the Ultra Beasts have the ability where they increase their stat when they knock the opponent out. Ultra Boost. And that's what this is, right? Because as you knock something out, you're going to deal 10 more damage. And then when you have gotten 2, you're going to deal 20 more damage. Plus red. Is Silvally an Ultra Beast? I don't know. We've got the Gladian. Put a random type null or Silvally from your deck in your hand. That's pretty good. Because you can Silvally, you can type null, you can Pokeball, you can Gladian for Silvally. It's going to be consistent. It also searches. It goes in that deck. You're going to deal the plus 50. I like it. We've got Looker. Your opponent reveals all the supporter cards in their deck. I just want to see how this works on the UI. You'll be able to suss out what's in the opponent's hand, which is pretty good. With Looker, I don't think this card's bad. I think you might have a hard time finding a spot for it, but I think it will be good nonetheless. And we've got Lusamine. You can only use this if your opponent has gotten at least 1 point, so you have to be a little, quote, behind. But choose an Ultra Beast, attack 2 random energy from your discard pile. Reading it now again, 2 random energy means they really hate multicolor energy. Like, they really hate multicolor energy a lot, because not being able to pick means you can't, like, use the Kartana with some grass and then use something else for, like, the Guzzlord, because if you get double grass, you get double screwed. We have the Rowlet. This is just our full art. I guess we'll show off a little bit. We got the Blacephalon, we've got this full art Meowth. That's cute. And the full art Silvally, that's nice as well. And the Guzzlord, I got the second one at least, so I can at least start playing with it. And our one shiny is the Aerodactyl with Primal Wing Beat, and then that's Execute. So yeah, those are all the new cards in Extra Dimensional Crisis. Guzzlord is the big standout to me. I think Repel is actually going to be a pretty decent Pokemon tool. I think Silvally will be fun, but not very good. I think some of the other stuff will be, like, decent, but just nothing crazy. It doesn't look like anything here really even deals with, like, Darkrai Giratina except for Kartana, right? And Kartana might just go in, like, the Decidueye deck. I think you could play, like, a copy in there, but it might hurt your consistent lines for Meowscarada, so I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been all the new cards in Extra Dimensional Crisis. I had a hard time finding, them, so I just had to pull them, and hopefully you can be checking out the new cards through this. Maybe you can get some of the Electro Box stuff that I just refused to give me. No Zero Auras and no Tapu Kokos. That's crazy. But anyway, I've been Blue. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It super helps. Trying to hit 251, that Johto Pokemon number. And yeah, thanks again for watching. Comment which new Pokemon you're most excited for. I've been Blue, and I'll smell you later.